Selamat siang bahasa Indonesia. Selamat pagi Nigerians. I am happy to be with you today. Thank you for the great privilege given to me to be in your midst, for inviting me for this great event, the webinar for geography teachers in Bakassi Regency, West Java Province. I am by name Mr. Jacob Isa from Nigeria, a geography teacher in Mainstream Energy Solution Limited, Jeba Secondary School. It is my pleasure to be with you, like I said before. Last 2 months ago, I was there in Indonesia during International Geography Olimpiade. And I stayed there for 2 weeks. It was great because I explored Indonesian culture and their tourist center. It was great to be there. I love your ecological friendliness, your food, and all that is there. Now it is time for you now to also explore Nigeria, because I'll be speaking to you on a review of Nigerian geography. Please, I want you to listen attentively so that you can maximize the benefit of this program as organized by you over there. These are some of the things that I will be talking about concerning Nigeria: location, position, size, population, political division, relief, drainage, climate, soil, culture, and tourism. Now, many people are limited to what geography is all about. There is no way we can talk about geography of Nigeria without having the intrinsic knowledge of geography. Many people understand geography as the description of the earth, just from the word geo and earth. Geo means earth, graphy means description, which means when you put the two words together, it will give you the definition, simple definition of geography, which is description of the earth. But geography is more than that. We are geographers. Geography is a great field. Remember, as teachers, we are the heartbeat of every nation. And I'm happy to be a geographer, and I believe you over there also, you're happy of being a geographer, because we own the globe. Without geography, where is the world? So, geography is the description of the Earth's surface, physical features, divisions, climates, products, population, and other things, according to Advanced Learners Dictionary. Now, when we say scientific study of the earth, it means you need to understand how to classify those aspects of the earth, how to analyze them, how to explain them in such a way that it will benefit mankind to live a richer, a better, and a safer life in society. Geography asks questions. That is why geographers ask a lot of questions, because you need to know more and how to make the society fit for mankind. So geography asks questions, and the question that geography asks, it also tries to answer those questions. For example, in what ways does the surface of the earth differ from place to place? What objects of economy value occur naturally in different places? Why are there more people in some places than others? And then why people do live in towns in some places and in villages than others? How do people earn their livelihood in different places? How does the environment pose a threat to human lives and property in different places, just the way we are having now in the society? Geography tries to answer these questions. And by the time you look at the number of places mentioned in these questions, you will soon realize that it is very important why geographers over there organize this wonderful program for us to benefit from. Now, location of Nigeria. Nigeria is located on the western coast of Africa, that's no doubt. Located between latitude 4 degrees north and 14 degrees north of the equator, and between longitude 3 degrees east and 15 degrees east of the Greenwich meridian. So, the latitudinal extent or stretch of Nigeria from north to south is just 10 degrees, and from west to east is just 12 degrees. Position of Nigeria. Nigeria is West Africa and centrally located in Africa, that is almost in the center of the great curve made in the west by the continent of Africa. This means that it is roughly equidistant from the extreme corners of Africa. What we mean by that equidistant is that it's almost equal from Nigeria to the northern part of Africa, to the extreme west part of Africa, east, west, and the south of Africa. For example, now, when you take a flight from Dakar, it's just a few hours, and from Tripoli or Algiers, it's just about 4 hours, and about 3 hours to Cairo and to Addis Ababa. And then if you look at Nigeria, very soon you see the map of Nigeria showing its position, and you will discover that Nigeria is surrounded by a francophone country apart from Atlantic Ocean. When I say francophone country, it means French-speaking countries. To the west by Benin Republic, to the north by North Republic, Niger Republic, to the east by Cameroon Republic, to the northeast by Chad Republic, and to the southern part, Atlantic Ocean. Now, the size of Nigeria. In Africa, Nigeria is the fourth largest country after Niger, Mali, and Mauritania by landmass. The total landmass area of Nigeria is approximately 923,768 square kilometers. This is 4 times the area of Ghana and about 30 times the area of Sierra Leone. It is 4 times the area of the United Kingdom. The distance from east to west is 1,300 kilometers, and from north to south is approximately 1,100 kilometers. This is the map of Nigeria showing its position. You can see the distance from north to south and from east to west, and then you can see the great curve I was talking about around Lagos, and you can see Nigeria, the distance of Nigeria from other part of Africa. For example, from Nigeria to Dakar, and from Nigeria to Algiers and Tripoli, then to Cairo, Addis Ababa, and to Johannesburg. Then the population of Nigeria. You need to also understand and to explore the population of Nigeria. You know that Indonesia is populous, but Nigeria is also trying their best. Now, in terms of population, Nigeria is the most populous country, single country in Africa, with over 140 million people in 2006. No wonder Nigeria is referred to as the giant of Africa. Yes. What are the things that made Nigeria to be the giant of Africa? You don't look at the size of Nigeria, you won't look at the population of Nigeria, you won't look at the resources that are found in Nigeria, be it vegetation resources, aquatic resources, mineral resources, human resources, and Nigeria is a commanding and country that is occupying great position in time of African affairs. In fact, according to odometer, Nigeria is the sixth most populous country in the whole world after India, which is currently now the most populous country because it has overtook China. After India, China, United States, Indonesia, and Pakistan. Then Nigeria followed Pakistan. As a matter of fact, the about 20% of the world's black population in the world are Nigerians. Nigeria's population is greater than the population of almost all the countries in West Africa when you put them together. It is 9 times the population of Ghana and about 3 times that of a Republic of South Africa, population-wise. After India, Pakistan, in terms of the Commonwealth, Nigeria is the largest country in terms of population. Now, how is Nigerian population distributed? Now, there's striking features that you need to understand about Nigerian population. The population of Nigeria is not evenly distributed. No, not at all. There are areas that are highly or densely populated, and there are areas that are moderately populated, and then areas that have low and light population. Now, in terms of areas that having the high population, such as Anambra, Imo, Abia, Akwa Ibom, and some other part of Lagos and Oyo State, as well as Kano, Katsina, and Sokoto State. The areas of moderate population density include Ogun, Ondo, Edo, Osun, Ekiti, Kogi, some part of Rivers, Cross River, Ebonyi, Benue State, Sokoto, Zamfara, Katsina, Jigawa, Plateau, Bauchi, Gombe, Borno, and Adamawa States. Then we also have places that are somehow having low or light population, which include some part of Oyo State, Kwara, Niger, Kebbi, Zamfara, Kaduna, Nasarawa, Taraba, Bauchi, Gombe, Borno, and Adamawa States. This is the map of Nigeria showing the population density of the country. Now, still on population distribution of the country, you will discover that, in fact, according to odometer, the Nigerian population stand at 217, over 270,000 people, and the youth account for about 70% of that same population, which is almost, that is about 151 million youth, and 42% of students that are about 15 years old, which means that Nigeria is a youthful nation. Nigeria actually have a kind of human resources to harness. Now, in terms of ethnic wise, Nigeria have about, in fact, over 250 ethnic groups who speak over 500 languages. In fact, the population of Nigeria, that is the ethnic group of Nigeria, are divided into three major groups. We have Hausas, we have the Yorubas, and the Igbos. And each one of these ethnic groups actually practice either Islam, Christianity, or African traditional religion. Other ethnic groups, you can see them below. We have ethnic groups like Fulani, Kanuri, Ibibio, Tiv, Flo, Edo, Nupe, Otobo, and other ethnic groups. This is the picture showing the three major ethnic groups in Nigeria: Yoruba, Igbo, and Hausas. Now, population of Nigeria have been growing over the years. Yes, over the years, the population of Nigeria have been growing. The population of Nigeria was estimated at over 17 million in 1921, over 21 million in 1931, and during the first census that was conducted in 1953, it gave population of Nigeria as 31 million. The 1963 census gave it as over 55 million, and then that of 1991 over 88 million, and 2006 over 150 million. Now, when you look at the above figures, you will discover that it is clear that Nigerian population has been growing rapidly over the years. The National Population Commission has even estimated that the population of Nigeria is now growing at about 2.8% per annum when you compare it with the developed countries of the world. Now, look at the figures below for you to see and discover how Nigeria population have been trending over the years or growing over the years. From 2019 to 2020, the population of Nigeria, the growth rate increased about 2.47%. Now, between 2020 and 2021, 2.41%. And then from 2021 to 2022, about 2.41%. And then from 2022 to 2023, about 2.41%. So you can see that the population of Nigeria has been increasing steadily over the year. Now, you also need to understand the political division of Nigeria. There's no doubt Nigeria actually practices federalism. That is the system of government. Our political system is federal republic. And when we say Nigeria, Nigeria even came to existence in 1914. That was when the northern and southern protectorate was amalgamated, joined together by Sir Frederick Lugard. His wife was the one that actually named Nigeria after River Niger. He gave it the name Nigeria after River Niger. And when the country was amalgamated in 1914, the country was divided into three regions. That is north, east, and west. The northern region had its headquarters in Kaduna. The eastern region had its headquarters in Enugu, and then west in Ibadan, which is the largest town in all of West Africa. Now, in 1963, Like I said before, Nigeria is multi-ethnic group, multi-ethnic nation or state. So, and because of that, other ethnic groups actually agitate and they try to see how they will be included in terms of governing the country. And so, the fourth region was created in 1963 called the Midwest, which had its headquarters in Benin City. And then 1967, the country was further divided into 12 states. Then in 1976, the country was further divided into 19 states and 1987 into 21 states. Then in 1991, to date, the country was divided into 36 states and a federal capital territory. The headquarters of Nigeria is in Abuja. Currently, Nigeria have over 774 local government areas in all across the 36 states. Yes. Now, these are the maps showing how country have been divided over the years. You can see that of 3 regions, 4 regions, and then you can see 12 states now, 19 states. Yes, I see 19 states in 1976, and then you can see the 21 states in 1987, and then 99, 92, sorry, 36, and the FCT 1991. Now, just to ease the governing, the country also was divided into 6 geopolitical zones so that everything will actually be easy for governing. You can see we have the northwest, this is northwest, then this is northeast, then we have the north central here, then we have southwest, which are that's the Yorubas, then we have the southeast Igbos, and then we have the south, that is we normally call the Niger Delta. Now, you also need to understand about the relief of Nigeria. When we say relief, we are talking about the characteristics of highlands and lowlands. That is the survey picture of the earth, which is divided into 2, lowland and highlands. So the same thing, Nigeria's relief is divided into 2, lowlands and highlands. Now, when we say lowland, we are referring to the areas that are actually below 300 meters above the sea level. And in Nigeria, lowland are divided into 7, you can see, from number 1 to 7. Then we have highlands. And when we say highlands, the areas that are above 300 meters above the sea level. And Nigeria, the highlands of Nigeria are divided into 4. We have the North Central Highlands, which which has the highest peak as that is Sherry Hills. It has the highest peak of about 1,650 meters above the sea level. Then we have the Western Highlands, and this particular highland, the area that have the kind of highest point here is dari Hill, which is above 950 meters above the sea level. Now, there are rivers that actually had their source from this highlands, such as rivers Ogun, Osun, and Ose. They had their source from this highland. Then we have this third highland now, is the Eastern Highlands. This is the group that actually had more than every other groups. So you will see mountains like Mandara Mountain, View Plateau, Adamawa Mountain, Atlantica and Sepshid Hills, as well as Obodu and Oba Hills. In fact, Obodu is one of the wonderful places that you need to visit Nigeria in terms of a tourist center, where you see cattle range there. The highest point in this group is Adamawa Mountain, with over which is between 1,000 1,800 to 2,400 meter above sea level. Now, there are rivers that actually had their source from this particular uh, highlands, where rivers Ghana, Ngoda, and Yeriserian, which flow into Lake Chad. Then we have the fourth group of these highlands, that is the Eastern Scotland. The major highland in this region is the Odi Esuka Plateau, which is between 300 to 600 meters above sea level. There are other rivers that are their source from this particular highland, where rivers Anambra, Imo, and Cross River. Then, this is the map of Nigeria showing these highlands I was talking about, both the highlands and the lowlands. You can see the region. You can see areas that are over 900 meters, areas that are above 300 meters, and those that are under 200 meters above the sea level. You also need to understand the drainage system of Nigeria. When they say drainage, it refers to as areas drained by water. Water bodies like rivers, lakes, streams, and others. And when you want to talk about drainage system in Nigeria, you will need to divide it into two, where the rivers and the lakes. And the river system are divided into four main groups or four main systems. We have the River Niger and River Benue systems. River Niger and River Benue. River Niger is the longest river in the country, in fact, in West Africa. It had the source of this River Niger is from Futa Jalon Highland in Guinea. It passed through Mali and Niger before it entered Nigeria. And it had other tributaries that do feed it, the river, so that it will keep moving throughout the seasons, either dry or rainy season. We have tributaries like River Kaduna, River Anambra, River Moshi, and River Ong. This is where Nigeria even derived its own name from this River Niger. When we are talking about Nigeria, so Nigeria is from River Niger. Then River Benue. River Benue had its source from the eastern highland, that Mandara Mountain. And the major tributaries include Gongola, Katsina, Ala, West, and Donga rivers. Then the second river system is the rivers west of the Niger, lower Niger. And then the rivers east of the lower Niger, and the rivers flowing into Lake Chad. Now, the second part of the drainage system. You also need to understand about lakes in Nigeria. And when we say lakes, this refers to the water surrounded by land. That is the opposite of island. In the island, that is the area or land that is actually surrounded by water. So, lake is the water surrounded by land. And in Nigeria, we have two groups of lakes. We have the man-made lakes and the natural lakes. The man-made lakes include Lake Kanji, which is actually on River Niger, and Lake Shiroro on River Kaduna. And then the only natural lakes that we have in Nigeria is Lake Chad, which bordered Nigeria and Chad Republic. Yes. This is the map of Nigeria showing the drainage systems of the country. Now, climate of Nigeria. This is very important, very paramount. You need to understand the climate system of Nigeria also. Nigeria has a tropical climate, with variable rainy and draining system or seasons depending on location. It is hot and wet most of the year in the southeast, but dry in the southwest and further inland. That is where you go away from the coast to the north. And then, in general, the length of the rainy season decreases from south to north. And in the south, the rainy season actually lasts from March to November, whereas in the far north, it lasts only from mid-May to September. Uh, there's what you call August break. That is, these August breaks, it marked interruption in the rains that occur during August in the south. So during this time, the rain cease to have a short drought in the south. Precipitation is heavier in the south, especially in the southeast, which receives more than 120 inches, that is 3,000 millimeter of rain a year, compared with about just 1,200 millimeter in the southwest. So rainfall actually decreases progressively as you move away from the coast. The far north receives no more than 500 millimeter or 300 millimeter a year. Now, the climate of Nigeria is divided into four. Yes, into four. We have sub equatorial climate, we have tropical interland, which you normally call or mostly call tropical wet climate. Then we have tropical continental or tropical dry climate. Then we have high plateau climate. You can see the map showing these four major types of climates. Now, there are factors that actually affect Nigerian climate, especially wind, rainfall, temperature, humidity, altitude, ocean current. They actually define the climate system of Nigeria. Now, temperature, humidity. Temperature and humidity remain relatively constant throughout the year in the south, while the seasons vary considerably in the north. During the northern dry season, the daily temperature range become great as well on the coast. The mean monthly maximum temperatures are steady throughout the year to about 32 degrees centigrade at Lagos and 33 degrees centigrade at Port Harcourt. The mean monthly minimum temperatures are actually approximately 22 degrees for Lagos and 20 degrees for Port Harcourt. In fact, mean maximum temperatures are higher in the north, whereas the mean minimum temperatures are lower. So the mean maximum temperature are higher and the mean minimum temperature are lower in the north, and vice versa in the south. The humidity generally is high in the north, but it falls during the harmattan period because of the dry east trade wind that blow over the region during this period, which blow from the Sahara Desert. Now, wind. Wind is another factor that influences the Nigerian climate. There are four local types of wind in Nigeria. We have what we call the tropical maritime air mass, or we call it a south west trade wind. This wind actually, it is the one responsible for rainy season in Nigeria. It blows from or across Atlantic Ocean towards the coast of Nigeria. It brought rain or water or dew or dampness to the country or weight to the country. And then they are what we call the tropical continental air mass, popularly known as northeast trade wind. This wind, it is the one that is responsible for dry season, a pictured harmattan. It blows from Sahara desert. It's from Sahara desert. It blows from Sahara desert. And where two of these two winds meet, when they meet, the other will come from south, The other come from the north. Then when they meet, now in between them, they form what we call intertropical convergence zone. So, but the surface we refer to as intertropical front. Then the other winds include equatorial easterlies, land and sea breeze. Of course, as students and teachers of geography, we understand what land and sea breeze means. Land breeze is the one that breeze is the breeze that actually blow from land to the sea to balance the environment, especially at night. It blow at night because the pressure is high on the continent at night, and then the sea breeze blow in the morning so that to balance the temperature on the land so that we can enjoy ourselves. Yes. Then this is the map of Nigeria showing these two local winds with the fronts. Then another factor that actually define the climate of Nigeria is the rainfall. Just like other factor, Nigeria rainfall is not uniformly evenly distributed. No, not at all. Rainfall total Nigeria decreases inland. As you move away from the coast to the north, it decreases from over 2,800 millimeter to below 600 millimeter, or even over 300 millimeter in the south to 300 millimeter in the north. In the south, there's what we call two peaks of rainfall, which we call double maxima. The south, it is being experienced in the south, especially during June, July, September, October. This period in the south, you to experience a heavy downpour, whereas in the northern always experience single maxima. That is just one peak of rainfall around July, August. Now, seasons in Nigeria, there's no doubt. There is very important feature that you need to understand about Nigeria climate, especially rainfall. Rainfall is the one that actually divides Nigeria into two seasons. We have dry seasons, and then we have uh, rainy season. The rainy season starts earlier and ends later in the south than in the north. The result is that the dry season is more than 9 months, long in the extreme south, whereas in the extreme north it's just about 3 months, especially along the shores of the Chad. Yes. Now we need to also understand the characteristics of each of the seasons in Nigeria. During wet or rain season, we do experience high temperature here, low pressure here, heavy rainfall here, and the major wind that is responsible during this period is the tropical maritime air mass, which blows across Atlantic Ocean. And then this is a map of Nigeria showing the amount of precipitation received in wet season between May to October in Nigeria. Then the crisis of dry season also. During rain season, the country receives low temperature, high pressure, absence of rainfall or little rainfall. Then the prevailing wind here is actually tropical continental air mass, which blow from Sahara Desert across the country, and then Hamata wind. You can see the map of Nigeria showing the amount of precipitation received in the country during dry season from November to April. Now, drought, there's no doubt. Nigeria also experienced drought, just like over there in Indonesia, we also do experience somehow drought over there, since you're almost on the same, yes, on the same tropics. So, drought occurs throughout Nigeria, but it is more severe and frequent in some parts, especially when you go northwards. There are about nine states that do experience frequent drought, such as Kebbi State, Sokoto State, Zamfara State, Katsina State, Kano, Jigawa, Bauchi, Yobe, and Borno State. They are the most affected states in the country. In fact, between 1913 and 1914, then 1969 and 1973, these regions experienced a severe drought, and experienced less drought in the around 1940s and 1980s. Though there are other local occurrences of this drought in the country, which is less severe than this. The vegetation cover. You need to also understand vegetation cover in Nigeria. When I say vegetation cover, we refer to it as the area that we refer to it as the trees, shrubs, and the grasses cover the land. That is the plant covering the country. And the vegetation of Nigeria is divided into two major parts, apart from a mountain climate. We have forests and savanna. And when we say forest, we refer to it as the area that is having dominant woody plants. And when we say savanna, we refer to the area that have a predominant grassland. Each of these two vegetation zones, they are divided into three. They are further divided into three again, each one of them. You can see the forest zone. Number one is mangrove forest. This type of forest actually is along the coast of the country, and it actually received the main annual rainfall with that is heavily, and the trees there can go to about 30 to 50 kilometers. It covers about 30 kilometers or 50 kilometers or thereabout, and it's a salty environment. The kind of tree that could even withstand the salty here include white mangrove, red mangrove, and some raffia palms. The species of these trees found in this area, they could even reach up to about 2.5 meters on land, and areas that are very close to the coast, they can grow above 10 to 15 meters. Then the second aspect of this forest zone is the freshwater swamps, which is just above, that is north of mangrove forest. The major why it's different from the mangrove forest is because this region is characterized by fresh water. Yes, fresh water, and freshwater plants are found in this area, especially raffia palms. Then the next one is tropical rain forest. This vegetation zone extends across the country from Benin border to Oba Hills. In fact, it receives high temperatures, high rainfall, and a long rainy season combine to favor plant growth throughout the year. It is in its natural form. The vegetation is dominated by a great variety of tree species, especially Iroko, mahogany, cedar, African walnut, Iboni, Obechi, Opepe, with the crowns that are arranged in three distinct layers, which we call stories. This vegetation zone has three stories, three layers. We have the ground layers, we have the middle layers, and the top layers. The ground layers are just shrubs, herbs, and some grasses that are found underneath. And they are very dense. They need to be, in fact, this region it's not easy to be passed. They don't even receive sunlight. In fact, they are most especially along the roadside. When they are along the roads or rivers, man-made features, they do receive sunlight, and because of that, they are very dense. twisting you cannot penetrate in. Then the middle story is made up of trees which grow to the height of 15 to 24 meters. In fact, their branches often intertwine, and their crown forms a continuous mass or canopy which even shoots out the sun from the ground story. They don't even allow the sun to reach the ground story at all because they intertwine. So the kind of trees that are found here, they're always evergreen. Then the next story that is layer is the top story. The top story is made up of large trees which can grow up to about 30 to 60 meters tall. They shoot above the middle story. Their crowns form a kind of a discontinuous canopy over the forest. And so you will see some of these trees like Iroko, mahogany, separately, and other trees that grow higher than every other trees. And they're very good for hardwood. They're hardwood plants which you can use for construction. Now we have Guinea savanna. The savanna is usually divided into three. We have Guinea savanna, Sudan savanna, and the Sahel savanna. Guinea savanna is the largest of the vegetation zones in Nigeria. It covers almost half of the areas of Nigeria. It is found in areas with a mean annual rainfall of between 1,000 and 1,200 millimeters, and a rainy season of 6 to 8 months. The vegetation is made up of tall grasses and trees, especially trees like acacia, baobab, shea butter, oil palms, and locust bean. They are mostly found in this region. And so, in the areas where they are, especially areas that are close to the rainforest, they form what we call gallery forest because of the moisture that area is peculiar to. Then the next one is the Sudan savanna. It covers area where the mean annual rainfall ranges from 650 to 1,000 millimeters, and the dry season it can be up to 6 to 8 months long. The vegetation consists of just short grasses, having scattered trees. You just want scattered trees around. Trees like acacia, baobab, dum palm, fan palms, and shea butters are found in this region too. So the next one is the Sahel savanna. Sahel savanna is found in the extreme north, eastern corner of the country, especially areas around the Damat and Yobe. It received mean annual rainfall of about or less than 650 millimeter to 450 millimeter, which actually resulted into poor grasses and the scanty short shrubs or trees in this region. The kind of trees that are found in this region include the baobab, acacia, and date palm. But like areas along Lake Chad, because of the moisture there, it actually the trees there are also a little bit taller than the other area, and the place is very good for cattle, sheep, and goat rearing because of the grasses in the region. Then the last vegetation there is the montane vegetation. This is a special type of vegetation found on the Jos Plateau and on the eastern highlands like Adamawa, Bamenda, and the Mandera highlands. It combines both the tall trees at the foot and then short grasses at the mountain summit that is at the top of the mountain. This is the map of Nigeria showing the vegetation zone of the country. Now, you need to also understand the soil, Nigerian soil. Nigerian soil is divided into four major zones. We have the northern zone of sandy soil and a loss. We have the interior zone of a laterite or lateritic soil. We have the zone of alluvial. We have the zone of forest soil. Now, the zone of sandy soil and loss, They are actually uh, found directly from plant materials, just as a result of dryness and transported because of the plant material that are found in this area. They have been transported and deposited by wind. In fact, these sands, they are loose and they are structureless. They are majorly found in some northern states of the country. Then we have a interior zone of lateral swell. This type of swell, they are generally reddish in color because of the presence of iron content in them, and then they are sticky when they are wet. But when they are dry, they are hard, pervious, and poor in fertility. You can see example of loess and sandy soil here. Now this is example of lateritic soil. Now the next soil zone is the zone of coastal swamp, or we call it alluvial soil. And this soil, they are also sticky, they are dark gray, and they are waterlogged. They are found along coasts as well as along River Niger and Benue. Then we have the rain forest or southern zone of forest soils. These soils, they are associated with the forest vegetation. Vegetation supplies hormones to it whenever they fall and decay, and because of that, they are very rich and they are protected from erosion and sun. You can see the alluvial soil here. This is alluvial soil, and this is the forest soil. Then the kind of nature of crops that are grown on each of these soils, you can see them here. And then the nature of towns that are found in each of these soil zones, you can see them here. This is the map of Nigeria showing the soil zones of the country. Now, you need to also understand Nigerian culture. Nigerian culture. The Nigerian culture is multi-ethnic. Why? Because the country has several diverse ethnic groups. Now, being a multinational state, Nigeria has several ethnic groups, with the largest one being formed by Hausas, Igbos, and Yorubas. Different ethnic groups in Nigeria speak different ethnic languages. In fact, they speak over 500 different languages. And because of that, they have diverse cultures and exhibit unique art. That is why it is good for you to explore Nigeria as we're discussing today, especially Nigerian culture, yes, and tourism. Now, in terms of religion, like I said before, we have three types of religion in Nigeria. Muslim constitute of 50%, then 20% of Christian, 10% of indigenous religions, like this African traditional worshippers. Muslims are found majorly in the north, especially Hausas and some Yorubas, and they base their teaching on the teaching of Prophet Muhammad, which are in outline in the Quran. Whereas Christians are majorly found in the southern part of the country, especially among the Igbos and then Yorubas. The most popular form of Christianity in Nigeria include the Anglican, Presbyterian, American Southern Baptist, Methodist, and other Protestant churches, which base their belief on the teaching of Jesus Christ in the Holy Bible. These are the three religions in Nigeria. You can see the picture here. Now, graphic arts. You need to understand the graphic art of the country also. Nigeria is famous for its sculpture. The bronze work of the ancient Benin cities of Ife and Benin can be found almost in every museum all over the world. These areas in southern Nigeria still produce large amount of bronze castings, wood carvings, and terracotta sculptures also are popular in this region. Nigerians are expert dyers, weavers, tailors. They produce massive quantities of beautiful, rich, and colorful textiles. However, the majority of these are sold primarily for everyday wear and not as examples of art. You can see. You can see this is not sculpture. This is Ife sculpture, and this is a 14th century brass head of Ife. Then you can see here to the right, this is a dye pit in Kano. If you want, if you need any clothes that you want to dye, just come to Nigeria. Or if you need any colorful something, just don't worry. Like the one you are seeing is the indigo color dye pit. Yes. Now, performance arts. This one now has to do with both dances, music, and dramas. But the dance and music constitute the major part of it, which is actually influenced by Western culture. It sounds like an Africanized version of American big band or ballroom music. Afrobeat combines African rhythms and melodies with jazz and soul. One of Nigeria's best-known Afrobeat artists is the Fela Kuti. Fela Kuti was heavily influenced by American artists such as James Brown. Yes, you can see the pictures of performance arts of Nigeria. You can see ranging from the dancers, the drama groups, and of course the musical groups. Then this is the musical instruments that are found or produced in and by Nigerians. These different types of musical instruments, and these are the contemporary musicians. You can see some of their names here, like Fela Kuti, Wizkid, Davido, Tubaba. That is, we were formerly called Two-Face. We have Burna Boy, P Square, Asa, Kisoni, Ade. Just mention about a few. Now, food. When I was in Indonesia, I taste your food. And it was okay, it was good. I love it. But I want you to also come and taste Nigerian food so that we can blend the culture together. Yes, I added yours to my own, and so you also add mine. So, Nigerian food is exciting, colorful, and full of flavor, from hearty stews and soups to savory tacos. You will enjoy every single bite of these traditional meals. As a multi-ethnic country, Nigeria is a fertile ground for fabulously delicious delicacies. From the east, west, north, and south to virtually every corner in between the country, there are a plethora of spice-rich and flavorful dishes that tie Nigeria together. I suggest you try as many of them as you can. To make it easy for you, here is some of them that are itemized. You can see their pictures and their names as we explore it. You can see tuwo shikafa. This is tuwo shikafa here. You can see puff puff, which we normally call fried sweet duck ball. Then you can see what you also call chin chin. This is chin chin. Or chin chin, that is fried snacks. Then we also have fufu, which is made from a cassava. Then we have jollof rice. This is jollof rice. Yes. Then we have this on the yam. We have yam porridge. This is the fried plantains called dodo. We have fried bean cake. Yorubas call it akara, and Hausa call it kose. Then this is roasted plantain, which is normally called boli. Normally call it boli. Yes, in Nigeria. Then we have moi moi. That is beans or corn that's pudding together. We have gari here. This is how to fry gari. You can see Nigeria. You can see gari being fried here. Now this is ukobi. This is amala. This is amala. This is amala together with ewedu soup. Now this is a suya. This suya. There is a spicy grilled kebabs. That's meat. Then we have here. You can see Nigerian salad. You can see Nigerian meat pie. We can see eba. That is it's made from a gari. It's made from gari. That is cassava meal. Then you can see akam, pap or ogi. Then you can see Nigerian buns. Yes, Nigerian buns. This is adalu. Adalu is made up of a combination of beans and corn. Then we have ofada rice. Then you have ewa agani. Ewa agani is that is beans and pepper sauce. Then we also have this all the rest here they are just soup. We have a spinach stew which we call efo. We have egusi soup. We have melon seed soup. We have uh, chicken stew and pepper soup. If the Nigerian uh, prepare pepper soup for you, oh my God, you will enjoy it. Very great because it's rich. We have ogbono soup here. This is a banga soup. This is peanut soup. This is afang soup. Now, Nigerian traditional wears or dresses. These are the different types of wears in Nigeria. You are going to explore the pictures now. You can see this is Isiago. We have also with waist jacket. This is a agbada with cap. Agbada, that is a Yoruba, call it agbada. Hausas call it babariga. This is article wear. This is dashiki. This is a senator wear. This is bomba. This is a lace and a lining. This is a crown gown style. Then you can see shada, the two are shada cloth wear. Shada cloth wear. Then now tourism center in Nigeria. You need to expose tourism also. Tourism in Nigeria actually center largely on events due to the country's ample amount of ethnic groups, but also include rainforests, savanna, waterfalls, and other natural attractions in the country. The tourist center is regulated by the Federal Ministry of Information and National Orientation Agency, which is mainly called NOAA. Now, we are going to discuss this in three perspectives: the national parks, game reserves, and forest reserves. Some people cannot differentiate between national parks and game reserve. Moshi National Park. National Park is designated by the government and can never be privatized, whereas a game reserve can be privately or publicly owned. Also, the sole purpose of the game reserve is just to preserve wildlife. A game reserve, which we also call wildlife reserve, is a large area of land where wild animals live safely or are hunted in the country in a controlled way for sport. But when they are being when the hunting is prohibited, we refer to it as a nature reserve. A national park is usually very large in landmass. In fact, you can even have them reserved inside a national park, just like Gashaka Kompti in Taraba State, which is the largest park gazetted from two game reserves. It compares to two game reserves in it. Then these are the number of game reserves in Nigeria. You can see it here. Then you can see the national parks in the country. Then you can also see the forest reserves in Nigeria. I just put two pictures here to show you, just as an example for you to explore Cross River National Park and the Yankari National Park. This is a map of Nigeria showing the game reserves and the national parks. There are other tourist centers in the country. The tourism of Nigeria is not limited to only game reserve, national park, and forest reserve. There are a lot of things. Beautiful scenarios, attractive scenarios that you can come and view and see and explore in the country. We have Zuma Rock, Abuja. We have Ogbonike Caves, we have Obudu Mountain, where we have Animal Ridge. We have Idara Hill, we have Ikogoshi Warm Spring, we have Agboki Waterfall, we have Aun Waterfall, we have ancient Kano City Wall, Mambila Plateau. In fact, there are others that are not mentioned here, like Gurara Fall. We have National Museum in Abuja. We have a lot. Just come and explore Nigeria and you will enjoy it. Yes. Tirimakashi Bayak. Thank you for giving me the privilege to be with you. Thank you. Thank you. It's my pleasure that next time we are going to speak more about Nigeria outside this. Thank you.